Hi everybody, it's Tom from FindTheBestCarPrice.com. Today we're going to take a look at the Kia Telluride. Now, in the interest of fair reporting, because these Tellurides are not easy to get our hands on right now, this is a 2021 model. What's the difference between the 2021 and the 2022? Exterior-wise, you will find the updated Kia logo, Kia badging, and there will be changes to the front grille. Other than that, that's what the exterior changes are going to be. So cosmetically, not a whole lot outside of this area right here. The 21 still has a very nice looking grille, and there are going to be driving aids. The advanced driving safety package that Kia offers is now going to be standard on all trim levels, as is the 10.25-inch touchscreen and dual zone climate control. So taking a quick look here at this model, Kia has definitely done a nice job with the Telluride with the overall design. When you take a look at the headlights, the surround of the blinker, that really gives it a nice look. Being a mid-size SUV, that makes it kind of look more, in my opinion at least, like a full-size SUV. It just seems to make it look bigger, stronger, I don't know. However you want to put that, that's the way I see it. Fog lights down there on the lower portion of the bumper, and you will find an air curtain right here to help with gas mileage. What exactly are those numbers? Well, let's pop the hood and talk all about it. Under the hood of the Telluride is going to be the singular engine option available. It's the 3.8-liter V6. It puts out 291 horsepower and 262 foot-pounds of torque. That's going to be mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and ultimately will be putting power to the ground via these 245/50 tires wrapped around 20-inch wheels. What about MPGs? 20 miles per gallon city, 26 out on the highway. Tell me what you think about that. Do you think those are good numbers, or do you think they could improve? We'll take a quick look at the remote. For the most part, the functionality is going to be located right here on the side, as far as lock, unlock, the panic button, and even the button for opening that power rear door. But you will find remote start right there on the side. Some of your favorite feature right there. You always ask about that when I don't mention it, so I want to mention it right there. And let me hit the lock button here so you can see those power folding side view mirrors with turn signal indicators built in. And let's make our way back here to the rear of the vehicle. I really like the overall design back here, especially with those rear tail lights. Just kind of a unique look. Have the dual exhaust only on one side. The towing package is going to be on this model. That means it can tow up to 5,000 pounds. Not too terribly bad. The one thing I would like to see, maybe in the future, would be the changing of the location of the rear window wiper. I know there's no room on this particular configuration, but maybe in the future we'll see that hidden away inside the rear roof spoiler. And I'm going to open this power lift gate back here. When it opens up, if that is not where you want it to open, all you have to do to change that is pull it down to the area where you want it, and then hold the button down till you hear the beep. There we go. It just takes a couple of seconds or so. I'm going to go ahead and close that. Just giving you a quick demonstration of how things work. Then we will open it back up, and you'll see that it opens up to the area where I held it and then set the height that way. We'll push that back up out of the way. So let's talk a little bit about cargo capacity. On the bottom side, you're going to find 21 cubic feet of cargo capacity, and you can lower these rear seats. Pretty simple to do. We'll just do one side for the sake of the video. Lower that down, then you can pull the strap right there on the other side, and that also makes it very easy to pull these back up. Now, what about those middle row seats? You've got a couple of buttons to put those down automatically. Now, you'll have to go and manually raise those. As you can see, you also have a 12-volt power outlet right there. The button on the outside, or when you're facing it from the direction I am right now on the video, that's going to be the button on the left. It corresponds as you would expect. So I'm going to push that button right there. We'll drop that down, and as you can see, it lowers down. Now, you will have to manually pull those back up, just as you will with these rear seats. And as you can see, there is a little bit of a recline here as well. So a very nice feature, very comfortable here in the rear. This particular model has some dark tinted windows, but even if they weren't as dark as they are, there is a shade that can be manually put in place right here by rear seat passengers if so desired. And we'll just take a quick look at the door panel here. Quite a bit of space within that door bin. even though you can't necessarily see all of it. It's kind of hard to get down in there, but it is fairly deep. And then the map pockets on the rear of the seats. Let's see if we can hop on inside here and show you some of the connectivity options. Now, I am surprised not to find USB ports. You do have a 12-volt power outlet and a household power outlet also. Don't try and connect your USBs right there. That's not what that's for. Surprisingly, I don't see any here. So, just something to know about. Now, you do have the sunroof in the front and a sunroof here in the rear. The thing that's interesting about it is this one has a power shade. The front has a manual shade. Not that that's a bad thing, but just something I noticed. Now, if you want to lower the seat like we still have on that side, here is the lever to do that. That's very difficult to do one-handed, so I'm not going to do that today. I can lower it one-handed, but putting it back up is a little bit different. And then you can either use this button right here to gain access to the rear seats, or gain access with the button on the top. Quite a bit of space back here. In fact, why don't we go ahead and hop in. Being a mid-sized SUV, how much space do you have? Well, as you can see, I actually have quite a bit. Now, the seat is very far forward, and these seats can move back and forth manually. So in the event that rear seat passengers want increased legroom, there are options for that. And what about space back here? You do have a couple of USB ports back here, cup holders here, and a little bit of storage, almost the same thing as the door bins that we just looked at. And taking a look in through the passenger side door for the front seat, you're going to notice some very nice materials here. Also good materials just throughout, contrast stitching right here. And one thing I didn't show, something you won't see on the front doors, but that doesn't mean it isn't available within the seats. You have the heated and ventilated seat settings right here, turning those on and off. All of these seats in the front area and this middle row area are heated and ventilated. Power seats also right there. More of that wood grain trim right here on the dashboard. We'll open the glove box, take a look at what's in there, and also give fair time to the center console. You can remove this tray, gives us a better view all the way down inside. And you really won't find a whole lot more on the driver's side door than we did on the passenger side. One thing you will find is seat memory right here, so that's always a good feature. It's manually adjustable, but you can adjust the steering wheel tilt and telescopically. Always a nice feature to see right there. Push button start for the engine, and just taking a quick look at the dashboard. Now, you might notice a little bit of a flickering going on. That's to do with my camera. That has nothing to do with the Kia Telluride, just so you know. Steering wheel mounted controls, and again, everything just looks nice. It's very well done within here with this kind of aluminum style look. And the 10.25 inch touchscreen. Let's go home right here and just take a look at what we have. A lot of features, a lot of functionality, depending on what you want to do. And within the user's manual, now you might go in there, you're gonna have to scan that with your phone, but what you'll find there is quite a bit, including video tutorials about this Telluride. So a very nice feature, something that I think is definitely worth the price, especially if you've never had one of these vehicles before. Here's the multi-view camera. You've got the rear view camera. You also have multiple views around the vehicle. You can zoom in and take a look. You also have the overhead 360-degree view. That is a very nice feature. And then some one-touch buttons and features right here as far as what you can do, even going back to that map, the navigation, so you can see what's on the screen. Dual zone climate control. Right here, all the features and functionality for that. And here is how you're going to control everything for the heated and ventilated seats. If you want to use the ventilated functionality, that's going to go into the down position, and then the up position will control everything for the heated function. A little bit more connectivity down there. Wireless charging for your cell phone. Here's the shifter. Pretty simple to use, pretty simple to figure out. And then we have our driving modes here. Let's take a look at what goes on when we go into those driving modes. We'll go over here to the screen. All you're going to do is dial your way through, and then you will get an image on the center screen right here. We'll just take a quick look at what we have with Smart, Sport, Comfort, and Eco mode, depending on what you want. Also snow. These are very good for the snow. and more functionality. You can turn the auto stop start feature off, brake hold for the brakes. If you come to a complete stop, an auto hold is what it's called here by Kia. You come to a complete stop, the brakes lock, you don't have to keep your foot on the pedals. So one thing that we do want to do is see exactly how the Telluride rides. Let's get out on the road and find out. All right, we're gonna hop out on the road for a quick test drive. And so one thing I want to do is just see how the Telluride handles. And while this may seem like an area where you really can't get much as far as ride quality goes, well, actually, I can tell quite a bit just by riding down this particular road. That's one thing about the Tellurides. They do have a good, comfortable ride quality. That's always a positive. But one thing that I'd like to do, let's see if we can make this light. Yep, we're gonna make it. You do have a heads-up display, by the way. But one thing I wanted to do here was get out on the road and try the different driving modes and see how the Telluride handles with the different driving modes as far as how it behaves and what it does. So we're gonna start here. I don't really need to be in snow mode, but we're in eco mode right now. So I'm gonna have my foot into it just a little bit, and we'll go into comfort mode. Can't really tell a difference there. What about sport mode? I really can't tell a big difference as far as how the Telluride is handling in the different modes. I can tell a little bit of a difference. It did feel like things kind of loosened up almost with sport mode. And when I say that, what do I mean? It's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean that the vehicle feels unstable or anything like that. What I actually mean by that is that I can tell the engine is revving more freely. The transmission is allowing it to do that. And that's basically what we run into. What about driving through a corner like this? Well, I'm not getting a lot of body roll. I'm not going all that fast, but I can feel that the Telluride is very well balanced, and we'll give it a little bit of acceleration just to see how it handles. Not too bad. At 291 horsepower, you would probably think the Telluride might not have enough horsepower. Well, I know I'm the only person in the vehicle. I'm not towing a trailer, and I'm not hauling a lot of cargo. So there are going to be some differences in those things, but I must say I'm impressed at least how having myself in the vehicle, well, how this Telluride accelerates down the road. Is 291 horsepower enough? Well, that's hard for me to answer because, like I said, I'm really kind of in a position where I can only do so much. Just having myself in the vehicle, well, there are going to be some limitations where that is concerned. A lot of the time I joke around about how you need to use that turn signal lever right there. Well, here's a really cool reason to do it. When you turn on the blinker, you get the view from the side view camera on the appropriate side. I really like that. So whether it's left or whether it's right, that is a really nice feature and something we don't see in a lot of vehicles.
To learn more about the model in today's video, visit the link in the description for a detailed comparison between trims and pricing for the vehicle we featured or any vehicle you may be interested in. These pages feature information such as our recommended trim level based on price, value, and features. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. We look forward to seeing you next time.